Hello and welcome to OSINT, Fun with Open Source Intelligence, brought to you by Pentester Academy. My name is Jamal Bundakwala and I will be your host for this fun and exciting course. In our last video, we ended off talking about gray areas and ethical concerns, and we left with a question. More specifically, we talked about whether information that is clearly marked as being confidential but has somehow been exposed in the public realm, whether we should use this. I hope you've taken the time to think about this, because this is really important, and as we go deeper into our research, you are more than likely to encounter and have to think about this several times. We also talked about OSINT, who used it, and we briefly, realized that the CIA certainly does, and a number of intelligence agencies do use it. So you got the idea that the CIA does, and certain other agencies like CSIS likely do. But we'll go a little bit more into that, and also how is OSINT actually used. So you all recall the Snowden reports and all that sort of thing. Well, different news and WikiLeaks reports actually indicate that different intelligence agencies monitor file upload sites like RapidShare. Yeah, I'm going to let you think about that for a second. All those files you browse in RapidShare, those could be watched. And they actually monitor them for suspicious files, like things like a bomb-making manual, and can build a profile of the users who are downloading them. The link to the CBC article is listed below, but essentially what they're doing is they're looking to see where a certain file is being downloaded from, what region the user is downloading it from, and also what sites and activities the user who's downloading it from carried out before and after they accessed or attempted to download this file. And that can include things like, if the user is using a name like Cool Guy 57, where else is Cool Guy 57 going to? What else is Cool Guy 57 doing? Where else does he use this email address or this account? Why is he suddenly doing this? What region is he coming from, or does he seem to be coming from? Anyway, they can go really deep, and from what we understand, they can build fairly detailed profiles of the users who are downloading these files. And there are a small number of files on a day-to-day basis they care about. They filter this, so they find what they're looking for. Now, as you can see, information is important. So again, let's talk about information. Information may be publicly available and open, but it's not always visible. And you may need to know where to look for it and how to ask for it. And this brings us to our next gray area. Misinformation is not only important, it can be your friend. In fact, it will be your friend. And misinformation, and that brings us to passive reconnaissance, and misinformation can actually be very useful for passive reconnaissance as well. Now, passive reconnaissance can also tell us what others are up to. LinkedIn and Google Groups and discussions are also useful places where people can reveal all kinds of interesting information. But you have to take this with a bit of a grain of salt, because people do lie and exaggerate. Now, some notes on LinkedIn. And as we go further on, and in the next video, you'll get a better idea of why I want you to really think about this and how this information can be used. But I want you to look at your LinkedIn profile and your other social media profile and start making some notes. For LinkedIn, for instance, I want you to think about how many people do you have in your LinkedIn profile? Do you know most of the people on your list? And have you mentioned names of projects you've been involved in? Would any of your friends belong to competitors or others who may actually have an interest in your projects? Then also, in terms of not only LinkedIn, but other social media and forums, what projects and topics are you talking about or showing interest in? Now think about your Facebook profile and your likes and your comments. What charities or causes and political interests are you talking about? What about financial interests? Are you talking about investing? Have you mentioned in some Reddit forum that you're interested in a certain area? What about links to other social media sites or places like Quora? Are you linking this information? Are you a helpful person? Do you answer a lot of questions in forums? Are there links between your LinkedIn profile and other social media profiles? What about your email addresses you use and give out on all these sites? Now you might think, okay, it's some gaming forum or it's some Reddit forum. No one can really trace me. But think about the email addresses and the usernames you give out. Can those be connected to your other accounts? Are you using the same user accounts or usernames all that frequently? What about other links that people have of you, things they've tagged you in? All these things, by themselves, they may not tell you much, but when you connect them, they can help create a really detailed profile of you. And that is all time we have for this session. So I can't wait, and we'll continue on in our next session. So I look forward to seeing you then.